Well, yeah, I mean, I'm open to staying with the club. Of course, I've been here probably now about 8 seasons now. So it doesn't look like there's any rush for me to go anywhere, and I'm not. You know, end of the day, this is my club, and I don't see myself going anywhere unless somebody comes in with an incredible offer. You know, but you know, it would have happened by now, I would have thought. But it's very difficult for a club in our position where we've grown as quickly as we have. To have the resources that are required to do what we did when we came up 2 divisions in 2 seasons, it was a shock to everybody, because nobody thought after getting out the Evo North or after having tried for quite a number of years, then we got through. Everybody sort of like consolidate, and never know. Our mentality was, no, we're just gonna go for it. We've got good enough players to be thereabouts. And that's how it proved, and we got through. And then once we got through, we just had to say, right, we've got to find a way of staying in here. You know, and that's what we're doing. And I've got to say, we get very, very hurt, very frustrated when we're below par. We often beat ourselves with a little bit of inexperience, a bit of know-how or a lack of it, a lack of know-how, a bit of game management, where you just think if we'd have just had a bit of maturity, football maturity, to put a lid on things sometimes and just see a game out. And that's where we're finding it difficult, and certainly different than the Evo State League.
So when you first took the job, did you ever imagine playing the likes of Stockport County and York City in league competition?
No, not at all. There's loads in there. Darlington are in there as well, Hereford, you know, all ex-league clubs, and you go, wow, look at us. And I see us sat in the middle of that league. A few seasons ago we were one of the lowest ranked clubs in Tameside, and now we're one of the highest ranked alongside the other Ashton club, and that's brilliant for Ashton. It's a credit to everybody that's been involved in both clubs. You know, the manager's obviously done a great job over there at Hurst Cross, and the group of players. Simon Woodford, our next player of ours, is assistant manager. I'm sure he's had a big effect. I know he's a great lad. You know, but for us 2 clubs in this little sort of suburb of Manchester to be playing at that level is a credit to everybody and everybody that's behind it. So, yeah, we didn't expect it, but now we're here. We've just got to find a way of competing better week after week, small margins all the time that we're trying to improve on.
So is your ultimate objective at the start of the season just to avoid relegation, or do you actually believe, yeah, we can push and maybe overcome the odds?
You know, quite honestly, we don't ever talk relegation, and that's not arrogance in the slightest, because we've no right to be arrogant with anything. But we always believe we've got enough about us to push on and get in. Our first target really is top half of the league. Can we get over halfway and stay there? And if we can do that for 2 or 3 seasons, then that's a real achievement. No point doing it one season. You've got to find a way of getting up and establishing yourself at that level. And at the moment, it's inevitable. We're always sort of 6th, 7th, 8th from bottom. And we always seem to when we really need the points, we seem to find a way of getting them. We're very good. Our players are good under pressure. You know, they're good under pressure, as simple as that. But it's frustrating that it needs pressure for the lads to find their very best. Because when they are good, they're very good.
So you mentioned points then. There's no points up for grabs this weekend, although there is £15,000. It's the FA Cup against Southport at home. Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah. I mean, FA Cup's just got magic, hasn't it? Got magic sprinkled all over it, and for all different reasons for different people. And we know we've experienced a little bit of FA Cup runs in the past. Southport's a difficult game, as much as their record hasn't been great from this season. You know, start of this season, they haven't scored a lot, they've conceded too many. You know, a recipe for being down near the bottom. But if you look at them man for man, they're a decent side, and it'll be all about whether they're focused, they're motivated. And same with us, it's a one-off, you know. But we've got to be careful that we don't overcommit and we don't make it easy for them to get past us. We if we have to go to a replay, then we may have to go to a replay. Our away form ultimately better than our home form. So, but it'll turn for us here. It's a coincidence we've been getting beat, and I think it's a big game. It's an important game for us, and we can't wait to get at it.
Just to pick up on that final point, you talked about the away form versus the home form. What do you think the reason is behind the poor home form this season?
I can only think it's coincidence. I've said it to the lads. It's coincidence. I don't think that we're doing anything any different. The opposition may be doing something slightly different. I think they might be more inclined to sit back here and suck us onto them. Whereas when we're away, we don't go so much gung ho. We tend to sort of wait for them to come on to us, and we might be better in that respect in terms of counter-attacking. Can only think, but looking at it, we don't go about any game differently. We don't say we're away from home. It's Alfreton. There's a bit of a slope. Let's not go for it. We go and try and win every game, and I think that can be entertaining. But I think it leaves yourself open at times. But I'd rather play an open game than one that's closed up and narrow and boring, to be honest with you. It's hard enough to get fans in here at the best of times.
I was going to say, with all the teams surrounding you, there's 6 teams in Tameside, is it really frustrating for yourself to see the quality of football you put on offer and the lack of numbers coming through the gate? Or do you think it's just part and parcel?
It's frustrating, but I look at Droylsden, they're getting 150 or something like that now, and teams find it very, very difficult to, if their average is 200 people, it's very hard to get to 250. And you go 50 people's not a lot, but to encourage them to come week after week, it's so difficult. We've tried, and we've done all sorts of stuff to try and encourage people in, and we get a little bit of encouragement every now and again, but it's strange when we played Wimbledon on here, the place was full. You go, where are all those people now? But they're just drawn towards a big game, aren't they? So we're all guilty of that, going to a big one. But it's a shame because we've got a great stadium, we've got fantastic surface, we try and play some good football wherever we can. We're renowned for playing that, and people often, when I talk to them and they come for the first time, are very, very surprised at the standard. I think it's just getting people off the backside or out of the pub and dragging them in for the first go, and I think they'll come back.